Nearly 20 years after her death, Mother Teresa is on the verge of becoming a saint.
The new movie, The Letters, chronicles part of her journey of faith. She's also the subject of a book written by a first-time author, retired priest Father Ken Vavrina.
And Father Ken joins us alongside Leo Adam Biga, who assisted him in writing this book.
That's right.
Good to see both of you guys
Nice
this morning.
to meet
Happy
you.
New Year.
Welcome
Thanks for
back.
stopping in.
Thank
you. Father, you are 80 years young, and you decided to write a book. This is your first book, right? What went into this?
Right.
And talk about your experiences with Mother Teresa as well.
Well, I worked with Mother Teresa for many years. I was when I was working in Liberia, Africa. Then someone said, "Why don't you should work with Mother Teresa?" And I contacted her. She says, "Come on down." And she said, "I want you to work with my sisters in Liberia. They're working with lepers." So I worked with lepers for 5.5 years with her sisters in Liberia, and I was put in jail. And after 5.5 years, I was put in jail for 10 days and kicked out of the country for no reason at all. And then from Liberia, I went to Calcutta. I spent 6 years in Calcutta working with the poorest of the poor. And then the last 5.5 years in Africa, in Tanzania, Africa, working again with the poor.
So when you say, she said, "Come on down," like that's what neighbors say to one another when they're having tea and cake. But for her to say that to you, were you struck by the invitation, and what were your expectations?
I knew her before, and she knew me. And she said, "You know, I'd like to have you work with my sisters." And that was an honor because I knew some of the sisters that I was going to be working with. So it was just a pure joy.
Here's some pictures here. Was Yemen one of your stops as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what did you do in Yemen?
I worked with lepers. That's where Mother asked me. Initially, Mother asked me, would you go to Yemen and work with my sisters? And that's where I went.
What can the rest of us learn from your experiences?
Accept people as they are. This is one thing that I have learned in going from country to country and writing about the people in various countries. Accept people as they are. They're wonderful, and you develop real bonds with them.
Well, I'm surprised it took you this long to write your first book. I mean,
I've
had
done
a story
a lot
to tell.
of writing,
Yeah,
but not in a book form.
You've had a story to tell for a long time, and Leo, this is where you come into play. Yeah, what was your role, and how did you help Father write this?
Well, we've known each other for a little bit of time.
A long time.
And I knew something about his story, but I didn't know the full arc of his story, which I came to find is full of service to people in diverse places, and not just overseas. He worked on Native American reservations early in his life as a priest. He worked in Omaha's inner city in different phases of his life as a priest. And everywhere he's gone, he's been accepting of people, as he says, where they are. He accepts people where they are, and that's kind of the message of his ministry, of his testimony, of his book. Is we all have opportunities to cross bridges in our life, to cross over to different cultures, different communities, and accept people, as he said, where they are, as they are, and try to be of service to them. And those opportunities are all around us.
The story of this book is never pass up the opportunity to cross a new bridge. Because every time you cross a new bridge, you meet different people, you have an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to learn and love.
Who would you recommend the book for? I mean, who would you like to see read it?
And everybody should read this book. Everybody should read this book.
And Leo
read
Adam
it because
shared
it's
that.
interesting, it's an easy read, and it encourages people to accept people as they are.
And it's not just for those who are deep in faith.
No, not at all. I'm not deep in faith.
Okay.
I'm just an old priest.
We hear you have this reputation for being outspoken too, don't you?
And that's true.
Did that help with the process of writing the book, that maybe you filtered yourself a little less?
Sure. I'm verbose.
It wasn't hard getting the story out of him, but it was a real joy because in that process of series of interviews, I came to know him, of course, in a much deeper way. And it was a real privilege to tell a story that's so rich, right, of lived experience.
Yeah, and the stories that could come with him and this book signing this weekend. I'm sure you'll be telling some stories this weekend, won't you?
I will.
Yeah.
So it's happening
I'm
on.
going to St. Benedict's Parish this weekend.
Well, January 3rd, right, is where you'll be from 10:30 to noon, signing
right.
books,
Yeah.
meeting readers. And if you'd like to inquire about that event, call the number there on the screen. Otherwise, where's the book available if our viewers can't make it out on Sunday?
It's available on Amazon, on barnesandnoble.com. It's available for Kindle. The Bookworm carries it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Nice to have you back.
And I encourage people to cross bridges. This is really important. To cross bridges, meet people as they are, and get to know them. That's a blessing.
That's a very good point, Father. Thanks a lot
Thank
for coming
you.
this morning.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Thank
Have
you for inviting us.
You betcha. Good luck with the book signing this weekend. Have a happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Leo.
Same to you.
Chris.